Hello.
Hey, Kurly.
So we'll go straight in, shall we? Time is energy too. So I'm going to invite you all to look around as I ask you a few questions. Who here is a morning person? Who here is an evening or night owl? And some of us would say we just like the full daylight, lots and lots of light, so we like the midday, right? Okay, so I use that as an example because I want you to understand, even though I may be a feng shui master, you already understand at a subconscious level that time is energy too. Every single one of us here recognizes that the mornings have an energy and that they're kind of similar, right? And every single one of us recognizes that it's a definitive energy, whether we personally connect with it and it's our favorite or not. Okay? Well, imagine if you could zoom out like you do on Google Maps. Okay? And if you could look at that in terms of bigger spans of time, either the seasons or the years, the decades, or centuries. And what if you could see, feel, define that time so clearly that you could actually use it in a really useful way so that you can make powerful decisions, choices, and really think about how you do things, when you do things, so that it's almost as if the wind is behind your back, helping you along. Well, this has been done for centuries. It's been done in feng shui. And that's why I'm so passionate, one of the reasons. And so the thing about this is that feng shui, I'm just going to give you a couple of other principles. So in feng shui, the seasons, for example, if we think about the seasons, how is it that whether it's here in London or over in Australia or somewhere else in the world, that in autumn, all the plants know, the trees know, it's time to shed our leaves. And quite a few animals know, you know what, it's time to hibernate. And we feel something too, don't we? So I want to go straight into something for you. And that is, and before I do that, just let me explain something to you. With feng shui, I'm obviously speaking to you in English. But the words that I'm using, just like in the law, there is legalese. In the context of feng shui, the words that I'm using have additional depth and meaning. Okay? So elements, earth, nature, so on. And I'm here to talk to you about this year of energy, the 2018 energy. But before we can do that, we need to just very quickly, briefly touch on 2017, because let's face it, we've all been there. We all did 2017, right? And 2017, generally speaking, okay, because remember, we all have a personal energy, so then we interact with it in a particular way. 2017 was the fire rooster. Okay, so that's fire and metal as an energy. And what I want you to take from it, please, if you will, is that fire and metal as energies, they're kind of opposite. So they're going to kind of be a little bit volatile. What does that translate for you and I? It means ups and downs. It means some challenges. It means a real journey. The fire is about love. So for you personally, it could have been about connection to yourself, or it might have been in relationships, right? The rooster is about finance. So quite possibly, somehow that year may have put the spotlight on your finances. Somehow, different contexts, not assuming that your finances are good or bad. Okay? So I wanted to give you some really valuable tips, simple tips, because remember, sometimes simple is the most effective in big changes over time. And I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes for just one moment, okay? Take a deep breath, relax, leave the day behind, and just think back in the year. But before you do that, keep your eyes closed. Let me explain to you, just as it moves from night and day, not like a light bulb switching on, but instead there's a process of transformation that's called a sunrise, right? There is the same thing when the energy of a year comes in. So I want you to think back to the start of the sunrise for 2018. The sunrise began in September/October. So just think back to where you were in your life, what you were doing, how work was, your relationships, whatever it may be, your health. And sure, as the sun rises every single day, there was some area of your life that started to shift and change. Just think back to what that was for you, because this is tip number 1. So this is important. What was it that started to shift for you? Just think back. Was it finance? Was it love? Was it health? Was it as simple as, something really tangible and less general? But whatever it was, the clue for you is that whatever that thing is, that is directly related to what 2018 is about for you. Okay? So when you're ready, just open your eyes, come back to the room. You might want to look around and just share a smile with somebody, because that's a nice thing to do energetically, isn't it? Okay. So 2018 is the Earth Dog year. That's Earth and Earth energy. That's a pure energy, unlike last year. Remember, 2 opposites. And 2018's Earth year energy is a very grounding energy. So you might be feeling a little bit like this after that year that you've just had, right? Not assuming it's bad. And that's because it's grounding, it's settling. Earth energy has a security about it. It connects you to the planet, to the land space. And so tip number 2 is about Earth energy, the Earth Dog year, okay? It's an energy that is it's stubborn or determined, or it's perseverance. Now, these words have slightly different meanings, but the energy behind them is the same, okay? So 2018 is a year where all those projects or ideas that you had back there in 2017, this is the year to ground and land them, okay? So this is the year to have monthly goals, action plans, and keep taking the next step. That's all you need to do. Keep taking the next step. And get accountability. And if you haven't got a coach or somebody to hold you accountable, I invite you in the break to go and talk to somebody, swap numbers, and become accountability partners. Because here is a massive resource of beautiful people. Okay? I'm an energy master, I know this. So, tip number 3. So we've got this grounding, settling energy, and we've got this determination. The next thing that I want to introduce to you is that 2018, the Earth energy is also about sensitivity. It's about being empathic. And what does that mean if we put all of that together? It means that, when you feel grounded and you feel happy and settled and stronger, you feel more able, right, to say how you feel about something. Stand your ground. You can say what you want that maybe you weren't saying before. But then there's these other people, and the same energy has an aspect to it that's about sensitivity. So this is a year where I would urge you to be very mindful about the words that you use, especially with the people that you love or in the conversations that matter. Because sensitivity, feeling strong to say it all, things could be said. Okay. And there's a conversation about what does that mean on the global scale too. But that is probably not something that's going to serve you, because I really have the intention that you're going to go away and you're going to use this information. Just 3 small tips, but 3 small tips applied can shift your world and be very, very powerful. This is not about prediction. This is about tapping into flow. Think about it, flow. So the energy of the year is one way to do this. And it's an incredibly powerful way to do this. But remember too, there is your personal energy that factors in. But even if you use it as it is, it's so powerful. I've used it with so many people over nearly 29 years. So we've got a lot of results. And as I close up, I would just like to say that I personally also, because I'm as human as you, experienced 2017. I'm so excited about 2018 for myself, but also for every single one of you. It's Kurly Marwaha, and I'm Kurly Feng Shui Master.